Diddy's days of getting what he wants might just be numbered because another frenemy of his just released some shocking news that might send y'all reeling. But before we dive in, let's recap a little bit. If there's one thing R. Kelly and Diddy share in common, is their love for children and their numerous sexual assault charges. But here's where things get crazier. R. Kelly didn't just assault little girls, he even assaulted his goddaughter and filmed himself 3 times while doing it? Insane, right? What if I told you he just appeared in an interview where he claimed to be innocent despite the video evidence that's stacked up against him? R. Kelly is fighting for his life, y'all, and he's willing to drag anyone down the mud with him. But guess who is first on his blacklist? Is none other than Jay-Z. Now, isn't that shocking? Now, we all know that R. Kelly is currently looking at 20 years of jail time for engaging in some non-PG related acts with minors. But here's where crap hits the fan. It turns out that R. Kelly is trying to appeal to the court and burst out of jail, but he's certainly not pleased with his so-called friends, especially the ones who abandoned him in his own time of trouble. In his own words, Kelly claimed that the shit is crazy. Motherfuckers out there laughing and making comedian jokes and doing all the other shit on the radio and everything else, but their ass could be next. And yeah, you heard that right. R. Kelly sent out a warning to Diddy and other celebs who tried to don on a coat of righteousness and acted like they didn't know jack about everything that's been going on. Prime example is Jay-Z and his beloved wife. Jay-Z acted like the good friend and all, taking R. Kelly's side and claiming he was innocent. But as soon as those videos that R. Kelly produced went viral, Jay-Z ducked under his duvet to cover up his behind. In an angry interview with Wendy Williams in 2002, Nas debunked Jay-Z's lies by saying he, alongside everyone else who was pals with R. Kelly, had seen him recording in the studio with a 14-year-old sitting on his lap. You don't believe me? Listen for yourself. No.
Yeah, I could have put up movies. I could have showed the R. Kelly video that everybody's talking about, made fun of it, and said, yeah, Jay's hanging out. When Jay and I was in there doing basketball boys, you can't tell me Jay didn't see a 14-year-old girl come in the studio and sit on R. Kelly's lap. No. You can't tell me, you want to sit here and tell me that working on that album, that he ain't never seen no 14-year-old girl come in the vicinity?
My belief is that anybody who's worked with him and been in his cipher has seen it go down.
You've seen it go down?
Yeah.
I've been around R. Kelly, and I pay for that, brother. I've been on a tour with him. It didn't last too long, but I've been around him. I didn't see no 14-year-old, but I talked to the man, and I've seen there's a little problem there. The brother needs help, and I pay for him. But if I sit there and did an album about women with him, I'm definitely maybe indulgent. He had to be indulgent for 14-year-olds, man.
Nas isn't the only one who has something to say about Jay-Z's way of throwing his friends under the bus, because Jaguar Wright recently spilled the tea about how Mr. Sean Carter is a backstabbing snake himself. She was even so kind to give us an exclusive list of all the people he's thrown under the bus over the years.
Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and fucking took his love.
Things are bound to get crazy because Jaguar Wright keeps piling up these allegations against Jay-Z. Did you know that Jay-Z and Dame Dash once competed for the same girl? And it's none other than Aaliyah. Wait, hold on a second. Isn't this the same guy who courted Foxy Brown when she was 14? Remember that old saying that birds of the same feathers flock together? Well, it looks to me like R. Kelly, Diddy, and Jay-Z are 3 birds of the same feather who flock too well together, because how in the heck are they all involved in cases with minors? That's not all. While Dame Dash met Aaliyah when she was 21, Jay-Z had apparently been trying to get her ever since she got into the music industry at 15. Insane, right? After everything that went down with R. Kelly, these buddies of his that used to back him up are maintaining social distance, and we aren't even in the COVID era anymore. But it turns out that there's more to this matter. Apparently, R. Kelly believes that Jay-Z was the one who set him up in the first place. Wait, hold on for a second. Why would Jay-Z set R. Kelly up? I thought they were best buddies. Besides, R. Kelly was always letting him tag along like a backup singer on Soul Train. Well, Here's the scoop. It's no secret that R. Kelly was practically way bigger than Jay-Z when he went to jail, but that's not all. It turns out that Jay-Z's hidden strategy for climbing his way up to the top of the industry's ladder was by dropping big artists along the way like hot potatoes, all because he wants to be the one. But guess who's next on the big list of artists to be dropped? It's Diddy. And yes, you heard that right.
The acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
So get this, Diddy and Jay-Z, who have been ruling the entertainment industry for decades, are suddenly splitting ways. On the other hand, we've got R. Kelly swooping in like an eager ego, ready to stir things up from his prison cell. Now that he's in jail and facing major charges, Kelly is making some shocking accusations and pointing fingers. The trail ends with Diddy and his albums. Yeah, you heard that right. Kelly claims that his trial was ruined by unethical behavior. On the path of one of Jay-Z's aides who showed the jurors a documentary featuring videos of women who claimed that he had raped them, no doubt to affect the outcome of his trial. But apparently, this isn't just all talk and no show. R. Kelly's former cellmate spilled some tea to Hip Hop News Uncensored, claiming Kelly didn't have solid proof but was convinced that his former buddy, Jay-Z, had put a hit out on him. In the early 2000s, Kelly and Jay-Z collaborated on 2 albums, The Best of Both Worlds and Unfinished Business, as well as a disastrous co-headlining tour. At Madison Square Garden, the drama reached a new height when Kelly walked off stage and claimed that men were pointing firearms at him. On his way back, Jay-Z's friend Tyron "Ty" Smith pepper sprayed him. Kelly was removed from the tour and went on to sue Jay-Z for $75 million, effectively ending their rocky relationship for breach of contract. Kelly supposedly felt safe with Jay-Z since he had a bigger stage presence than him at the time. He also thought Jay-Z was behind the death threats he received in the days leading up to the 2004 Madison Square Garden performance. Even though this sounded shocking to the ears, both said Kelly believed Jay-Z was tempted to have him murdered for some reason. R. Kelly, the fallen R&B artist, received a 20-year prison term for sexually assaulting his young female fans, including the minors. His scandalous marriage to R&B legend Aaliyah, who passed away years ago, was an unsettling piece of the puzzle. In 1994, Kelly got into a fake marriage with Aaliyah, who was 15 years old at the time. The couple wore similar tracksuits to the ceremony, and according to eyewitnesses, their fake IDs stated that Aaliyah was 18, while Kelly was 27 years old. Shocking, right? As soon as Aaliyah's parents found out, they quickly broke off the marriage to save her reputation. Unfortunately, the damage was done because Aaliyah was accused of being a teenage seductress rather than one of R. Kelly's first victims. But wait, there's more. Aaliyah's tragically short life ended on August 25, 2001, when her twin-engine Cessna crashed in the Bahamas after shooting a music video for her last album, Aaliyah. She was only 22 years old at the time. Investigations revealed that the plane was 700 pounds overloaded and the pilot was drunk and high. Post-death, Kelly didn't talk about Aaliyah very often. From Kelly's point of view, Jay-Z wanted him out of the picture for unknown reasons. In some conspiracy theories, the idea of a group like the Illuminati is even brought up. It's clear that R. Kelly is getting ready for a legal battle. He brought in some big equipment, the lawyer for Bill Cosby. Yeah, you heard that right. Kelly isn't just fighting for freedom, he wants his name cleared. 2 jurors who saw a program about him shouldn't have been on his case, his lawyers say. And here's the catch, Kelly thinks that Jay-Z's anger over his lost $70 million case could be the reason he is in jail. After several decades, Kelly is putting on a brave front. He filed an appeal saying that his trial was tainted by biased juries and the fact that information about his partner's ages was kept away from him. As Kelly fights for his freedom, it's a judicial brawl like no other. His team is doing everything they can, from questioning the honesty of the jurors to saying that the hearing has not been open and honest. But here's the real shocker. Picture this, Jay-Z inducts Beyonce into the whole culture of dropping top artists to climb up the ladder. Cue Aaliyah taking the industry by storm with her hardcore beats and sensual vocals. But right when her career was on flight mode, She dies in a plane that had most likely been sabotaged with over 7,000 pounds of load that was borderline over the limit. Remember when Aaliyah died? But guess what happens soon after she dies? Beyonce climbs up the ladder and becomes the queen bee. But let's be honest, we've seen this setup before. Chloe was ready for her big come up right after releasing hits both solo and with her sister. Heck, anyone with a good ear for music would have fallen head over heels in love with Chloe if they were woken up with an alarm tone of Chloe's Have Mercy. So what happened? Why did Beyonce suddenly choose not to promote her most promising artist and literally one of the biggest talents of the century when the world needed her the most?
Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck do you go when you get fucked over by the industry? Nowhere.
But why are all these allegations against Jay-Z suddenly lining up like bricks? Well, it turns out that Diddy knows that he's about to make a very big fall. But if he's going down, he's not going down alone. Now, Diddy thought that Jay-Z would always be there for him. They were like family to each other. Diddy even said that Jay-Z and his mom were the only ones who could call him Sean. But when things got tough, Jay-Z got back on his feet pretty quickly. So why is Diddy so salty about Jay-Z ditching him? It's not the first time Jay-Z has turned his back on a friend. Just look at what happened with R. Kelly. But Diddy isn't going to take this with his face on the ground. Oh no, he's on a mission to take Jay-Z down with him. Rumor has it that Diddy has been singing like a canary, spilling secrets left and right, and this got Beyonce a little worried. News sources say she's taking steps to protect herself and is even thinking about separating from Jay-Z to avoid the problems that will come up. Can you picture Beyonce and Jay-Z parting ways? The really shocking thing is that Diddy isn't just putting Jay-Z down. He's also set up a whole list of shady Hollywood stars to be called out. He's on a mission, and nobody's safe. But R. Kelly isn't nearly as innocent as he claims to be, from urinating on 14-year-olds to a host of other crazy shenanigans. Jay-Z and his camp or ex-camp of associates are full of all sorts of deeds and not necessarily the good ones. Believe it or not, R. Kelly isn't buying the sex trafficking allegations against Diddy. He believes that Diddy might be getting his butt lit up under him just like he did way back. Hey, who was he to be bothered? After all, Diddy had laughed it off at the time and acted like a white saint. Kelly talked about Homeland Security raiding Diddy's homes, saying celebrities are being targeted regardless of the truth behind the accusations, but they all laughed and went on a comedian rage when others were being accused, not knowing that their Irishes were next, as he politely puts it. But that's not all, as R. Kelly has been making some serious pretty boy claims that Diddy was probably being set up by Jay-Z because Jay-Z's old crimes keep resurfacing like flies on muddy water. But what do you think? Is Jay-Z an even bigger crook than Diddy and R. Kelly? Has he been lining up these men like folks on the day of reckoning? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to click on the bell icon for instant notifications on new videos.